Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Seth Kamens and Sean Palmer, Seth and Sean Sports on March 9th, 2025. And let the record show
May 9th, dude.
May 9th. I said March. Wow. That's what happens when it's better that it's May because the Mets are still in first place at 24-14. I said I would continually say this until the Mets are not in first place. And we have a double or nothing bet for those that were not on the show last week. Wow, it must be really cold. You're in a vest.
I'm in a sweatshirt. It's pouring out.
Oh, okay.
Are we having echo problems again?
No, but I can barely hear you. So anyway, there we go. Now we're better. So, Seth and Sean Sports, let's start with the NBA, and we're going to talk a lot about the NBA today because it is by far the most interesting of things that is going on in the sports world. Number one, wow, to the Knicks. Wow. Like, you and I both didn't have this. I don't think anybody had this, right? Nobody had, certainly not winning both games in the Garden.
Certainly not how it down 15 before the fourth quarter.
Okay, I can't. I either have to move closer or.
It's not that.
Now I can hear you. Maybe you just raised your voice. Okay. Nothing. I'm hearing very faint. But anyway, all right, let's try it. So anyway, definitely not 25 for 100 from the three-point land. If you are talking about the Celtics. The Celtics live and die by the three. We all know this. They've taken more three-pointers than any other team in history this year, which only broke their record from last year. And they shoot 100 threes in the first two games and make only 25. Now, no Kristaps Porzingis. Maybe not for the foreseeable future either. He has an illness that nobody knows what it is. And this has been plaguing him, according to Joe Mazzulla, since February. So it's not like this is something that we are first learning about. There has not been a case of finding the answer. And their offense is last year they went through the playoffs without KP. I think the Knicks are a better team this year than they were last year. And having Karl Anthony Towns certainly helps that, right? I mean, having that second scorer. But for those, including myself, that were second-guessing the Mikal Bridges trade in November and December, I ain't second-guessing it right now. Not for this year, anyway. Maybe in 3 years I'll second-guess it. But right now, he's done everything that you could ask him to do, as has OG.
Yeah. I mean, look. Yeah, it's a bad echo on. You don't hear it?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
It's this all goes back to Boston shooting 25% three-point left. They are taking the foot off the gas and just shooting threes, of course, which doesn't work when you're not shooting well in pick and roll. Brunson is and let's be honest, he is as clutch as you get. Bridges been fantastic. It's a great start for them. They still the bigger question is, do you think you're going to win? Do you still think you're going to lose the series?
Yes, of course. Well, for a number of reasons, but number one, I'm a Knicks fan, and that's what Knicks fans do. Look, I'm a Mets, Jets, Knicks, and Islanders fan. Anything that can go wrong, including getting the number one pick in the draft in a year where there's no number one pick, is exactly what happens for my team. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting when you look at the plus minuses. Now, granted, plus minus is not the perfect statistic, but Luke Cornett is plus 11. Al Horford is minus 11 in the last game. Mikal Bridges is minus 6. Mitchell Robinson, for all those people that were saying Mitchell Robinson is not the answer, Mitchell Robinson is not
25.
plus 19 in 22 minutes. No, Mitchell Robinson can't shoot a free throw. No, Mitchell Robinson is not an offensive player. He scored 6 points, but he had 8 rebounds in 22 minutes, including 3 offensive. He had 3 steals. This guy doesn't steal. This guy blocks. He had 3 steals in 22 minutes. If you want to go back to game 1, again, he's not the answer. He doesn't do it all. You're right. He's not the answer. But for this team, where they need a big, he went in game 1, 21 minutes, plus 13 with 7 rebounds. Look, he may not be. This team was built to beat the Celtics. And they are doing exactly what they were built to do. Is this a team that can beat the Thunder? Maybe. Is this a team that was built to beat the Thunder? No. Was it built to beat the Cavs? Well, maybe we won't even get there, right? I mean, that's the next statement. I think if the Cavs win this series, which is may win this series, given the way that they have played, I'm going to be very intrigued to see the double big lineups with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley against Cat and Mitchell Robinson, because it will have to happen.
Yes.
It will. It will have to happen. And then it's going to be depth against depth. And
That's
Not exactly.
right.
This guy's up for strike.
Well, and I was talking to our esteemed colleague Mark Rubin the other day, who went silent after game 1.
Is he breathing?
I am barely breathing. I can't find. Yeah, after game 1. So I heard from him before game 1. I did not hear from him I did not hear from him again until right before game 2. So for 3 days, I did not hear from Mark Rubin. When, if they had won, I would have heard from Mark Rubin every minute of every day from game 1 to game 3. We agreed to have a suspension of our friendship during this series. And we could talk as much trash as we want. But, yeah, did not hear from him. He is relying on the fact that the Knicks have a better bench than the Celtics, and that's why the Knicks are winning. I was like, Mark, the Knicks go 8 deep. That's what they do. They go 8 deep. Barely, right? I mean, Cameron Payne, they played 9 guys in game 1, and I think they played 8. I don't know if Precious made an appearance. I guess he did. So I guess they went 9 in game 2. Hold on. So I think they went 9 in game 2. They definitely did not go 10. No, they went 8. They went Cameron Payne, Miles McBride, and Mitchell Robinson. So no Precious in game 2. The Celtics went 8 deep as well. Now, one of them was Kristaps Porzingis, so that may not count. But no Sam Hauser, no Bailey Scheiderman, no Torrey Craig. I'm surprised Sam Hauser hasn't made an appearance. He's a shooter. Why would you not throw your shooters out there? But when you shoot 36% from the field and you shoot 25% from 3, you are not going to win. It's pretty simple. You're not going to win the NBA. And the ones that got me more than anything were the wide open threes that they were missing. Like, they passed the ball around the key, right? All the way around the 3-point line. There's a wide open corner 3, and it's missed. There's nobody even on him, and it's missed. By the way, hat tip to OG Anunoby, who in one of the plays literally threw Karl Anthony Towns into the right defensive position. He's like when you're in summer camp and you're like in the wrong position, and he takes both his hands and pushes him towards the 3-point line, and you're like, but if you're a Knicks fan, it's a fun series. If you're a Celtics fan, I think it's a depressing series so far.
I guess the bigger question is, because if you're a Nets fan, you give some props here. But you'll decide what happens to this company
If they're
$450 million payroll, you get knocked out in the second.
Well, the first question is, does Joe Mazzulla have a job next year?
I think so. We won a title last year.
Oh, does that really matter anymore?
Yeah, usually one. Yeah, more than one.
Okay, so remember, new ownership, right? For these Celtics? Just saying, new ownership. So, okay, let's presume Joe Mazzulla has a job. You're not trading Brown. You're not trading Tatum, right? We can establish that. Those guys are not going anywhere. First of all, good luck getting value for either one of them at their cost that they are. So you have three guys, right? You have Derek White, you have Drew Holiday, and you have Kristaps Porzingis. And you're a second apron team. This is where this all comes into play. So you can't take back more money than you are spending. So you have to take less. You're capped out. You have a ceiling. You're a $500 million team with no outs because you have draft picks to attach, but are you willing to attach them to get off of some of these guys? And Al Horford likely retires. But Al Horford's only earning $10 million. So that doesn't really help you. And then you got to replace Al Horford, right, with nothing. This is the problem with second-tier teams, second apron teams. This is effectively the Steve Cohen tax or the Matt Ishiba tax on the NBA. And we've been talking about this for a couple of years now when this has come in. And there are a couple of teams that are going to be hard-pressed to improve their team. And one of them in the West has decided to come to life, and that's the Denver Nuggets. Because they don't have any place either. They don't have any plays to make. So, okay, let's stay in the East, though. How much of the Pacers and Cavs have you watched?
A little bit.
Okay. Tyrese Halliburton, once again making a name for himself, right? With the ugliest jump shot in the world. But for...
Overrated.
What's that?
Apparently he wasn't found being overrated.
No, so for those that are unaware, Tyrese Halliburton was called the most overrated player in the NBA in a survey by The Athletic. And right now, the Pacers are up 2-0. Tyrese Halliburton is averaging 18, 3, and 9. I don't know what his shooting percentage is, but it doesn't matter. They're winning. And they're winning because of him. And they're winning because of him. I mean, he is...
winning because Mobley's out.
Right.
Mobley, I don't believe played games. Garland's been hurt.
Yep.
And
so it's a little bit of A and a little bit of B.
Yeah, Halliburton goes 7 for 11, 2 for 2 from three-point land, 19 points, plus 11 last game. Aaron Nesmith, who has been missing in action all season. I mean, between him and Nebhart, I mean, it's the same thing as it was last year, right? You go through the regular season and these guys go under the radar. They're good players, but they're not all-stars by any stretch of the imagination. And then they turn into great I mean, Nebhart's a plus 10. Nesmith puts up 23 points on 8 of 13 shooting, but more importantly, 5 of 8 from 3. And you look at the Cavs and you say, okay, so what happened? Well, let's look at what happened. You're right. Darius Garland doesn't play, right? Sprained ankle. Evan Mobley doesn't play. Sprained ankle. Okay? Darius Garland has a sprained toe, which is probably closer to turf toe than anything else without a diagnosis. So the substitutes for those two guys, Dean Wade plays 30 minutes and goes 1 for 4. Ty Jerome, 28 minutes. Now, Ty Jerome has been a great story. A great story. I said he was the best contract in basketball a couple of weeks back. 1 for 14 from the field. So these guys that they have been banking on all year have not come through. And the impressive part is if this holds serve and the Knicks win and the Pacers win, the Knicks have home court advantage for the Eastern Conference Finals. And I will be sitting in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, watching some of those games. So
You will be.
yeah. Or maybe we take a field trip. We take a field trip to Madison Square Garden with 2 young children, and they see their first playoff game.
And how would you like
How would I like? Well, you went mute when you were saying, "How would I like to do that?"
I lost connection for a second.
Okay. So are you saying I'd have to run this by Carly?
No, she'll be away.
Right.
Bigger question. How much you spending on for?
You'll just knock on the door of one of your neighbors and say, "Can I have 4 tickets?" Right?
No, I would have to. The president of her team. If I can get it.
Anyway, the fact is that the Knicks would have home court advantage in that scenario, which is something that there's no way I thought that would ever happen. But here we are, right? And it has been a very strange NBA playoffs. Tonight,
The finals first game the whole thing. That is unusual.
dude, I could hear every other word, so move closer to the mic.
I can.
You hear me now?
You hear me now?
Better. Still not great, but better.
I'm
having trouble.
Ah, right there, wherever you were. I don't know.
What I'm not. What I said was, it's a string theory.
I need closed captioning for you, I think.
Can I call in?
I don't think you can call in. I think you could, I can invite you via your phone, so let me do that. Let's see if we can do that. All right, so we're gonna set this over to Seth via Facebook, so he can just click on the link with your phone, and I think that'll work. All right, so we're gonna remove Seth for now. He'll be back in a second because we cannot hear Seth. I don't know if it's just me. I don't think it is though. So anyway, we're gonna kick him from the studio, not ban him from the studio, just kick him. And there he goes. So we have tonight 2 games, right? We have 2-0 Indiana over the Pacers. Oh, sorry, Indiana over the Cavs. And then we have a 1-1 series where the Nuggets took game 1 from the Thunder and the Thunder took game 2. And now it goes to Denver. The interesting thing, which is what I love to see, is tomorrow's game for the... Oh, we're still waiting on Seth. Let's see if I have to send this. Invite guest. Let's try sending this to him. Copied. Oh, let's send one more invite to Seth. Hopefully he'll do it. Okay, we just sent it over. So, if you look at tomorrow's games, to get into the Knicks, to get into Madison Square Garden tomorrow, the lowest seat is $600. To get into the Chase Center in San Francisco, it is $132. To get into the Cavs game tonight in Indiana, it's $98. And to get into the Nuggets, it's $74. So very much a discrepancy. $600. Seth was right. We're probably not going to have 4 tickets to that game. That's probably not going to happen. Oh, here he is. Let's see if this is better. Hey, bud, you back?
Can you hear me?
Yes, 100%. Much better.
Okay,
I'm still on my end.
Okay. So anyway, so we're just talking about how. So tomorrow's game, $600 to get in to MSG. $600. To get in tonight to the Nuggets is $74. So it might be so it might be that you and I get on a train with the kids and we go to Indiana and we go to game 3.
Your fatherhood skills are just way up here, buddy.
No, it's my uncle's skills. That's it. I am treating. Look, Jake said he wanted to go out to dinner, And Carly said I can take them wherever I want because I'm the one paying for it. She did say that. So why can we not have dinner at Conseco Fieldhouse? She did say we could have dinner.
Your logic is fantastic.
My logic is spot on.
Are you paying for the flight to Indianapolis?
Let's say the answer is yes. Do we get to go?
Sure, what the hell?
Wait, so you're going to go to bat with Carly for me on this?
No,
I'm just saying that I offered to pay for it all. Do we win then?
So you're going to pay for four airplane flights, four dinners at the best steakhouse.
No. We're having dinner at Conseco Fieldhouse.
Okay.
That is the key. Dinner at the Fieldhouse.
Okay.
So figure that's $50 a piece, right? By the way,
Sure.
I am looking at something right now, which might shorten our little thing. So if we take a train to there, one-way train ticket. Obviously,
Are we staying in Conseco Fieldhouse?
I don't know. It depends if we can get a train back. So the train is, we'd have to stay over. The train is a full day, so we're not going to take the train.
Okay. I'm glad your logic is getting more and more sound here.
Well, if we get the cabin with the beds, we can do that, right?
Cabin with the beds?
Yeah, Jake and Morgan will think it's an adventure on a train.
Okay. We're back on the train.
Back on the train. Okay.
School counts?
No, I'm Uncle Sean. School never counts. It's May. Nothing's going on in May. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we all know this is not happening. Right? As much as I am hypothesizing that this could happen, and theoretically it could. We take Spirit Airlines, it would be $49 each way. We get there, we get back. Carly wouldn't even know we were gone until we caught a basketball in the second row, much like Ferris Bueller. And then
Second row.
Well,
Nice.
look, you got cute kids. I will definitely hold them up and say second row tickets here. Like absolutely, I would use them to argue. Anyway, so one thing I'm not doing is going to MSG tomorrow for $600. But so tonight we have the Cavs and the Pacers in Indianapolis. Now, both you and I predicted that Cleveland would win this in 5 games.
Yes.
Obviously, 5 games is not going to happen, even if Cleveland does win. Would you like to amend your prediction at this point?
Well, since it's wrong, I might as well. Look, I didn't realize Garland and Mobley weren't playing.
Well, Mobley was supposed to play. So Mobley sat out game 2 after game 1. I'm not sure if he's playing tonight. But, okay, I'm looking it up right now whether he's playing tonight.
Yeah, right now, I would take Indiana in 6.
Okay. I don't know if he's... Oh, Eric Mobley Jr. status. All right. Let's see if he's playing tonight.
Garland is playing. Mobley's questionable.
Okay. So you're taking...
DeAndre Hunter is questionable.
So you're taking Indiana in 6.
Yeah, I mean... Sure.
I would agree with that. Okay, and what's your Knicks prediction now?
I think they're going to do it. Knicks in 6.
So
I'm just doing this to ruin every friend of mine who's a Knicks fan.
Wait, you think the Knicks are going to win in 6?
Yeah.
And you're saying this just so Indiana could beat us in the next round, right?
Oh, yeah. You're not allowed nice things.
Look, I haven't
Look, the Islanders got their first round pick. Got the first overall pick.
Uh-huh.
You haven't GM or will. You're getting your nice thing there.
No, I'm not, because I'm I get the first pick in a draft where there's no Eric Bedard and there's no No, there's not even a John Tavares. Like, no, I'm gonna get a defenseman, which is great, but he's not Cole McCarr. Like, I'm not getting a Nathan McKinnon. I'm not getting any of these guys. I'm getting a second-hand first-round pick. No, still not a nice thing. Anyway, still not a nice thing. All right, I am going to take the Knicks in 6 as well because I'm a glutton for punishment.
You are.
Yeah, I am. I will tell you, no team has ever come back from 3-0 in the NBA. None. So the Knicks play tomorrow at 3:30. 3:30 here, so 6:30 your time on the East Coast. I'm in Arizona. It's going to be I'm going to love watching that game, just for the crowd. I'm going to love watching that game. And as I'm watching the Knicks games, I understand Jalen Brunson is Captain Clutch. I understand OG Anunoby is, first of all, the highest paid player on that team. I understand Mikal Bridges is the new flavor of the month. But much like my favorite player growing up was Charles Oakley, my favorite player on this team is Josh Hart. He is my favorite player. And I was talking... Well, I was talking with a couple of Villanova fans this morning as I was interviewing for jobs. They happened to be the recruiters. And I said, look, Josh Hart is not the greatest player, but he's the greatest teammate. And when you are the greatest teammate, there is something to be said for being an enjoyably watched player. And much like Oakley, right? Oakley was the enforcer. Mason was a glue guy. Like, these are the guys I used to like. And she was very disappointed that they traded away DiVincenzo, and my response was, you have your AT&T commercial, you're okay. Like, that's all right. Does this validate the trades that were made?
Not yet.
How far do you have to go to validate the trades? So, as a reminder, Cat was traded for DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. I think that one's validated. It does not matter.
That's not the trade I was thinking about.
That one does not matter because you weren't going to re-sign Randle, and Cat has been phenomenal. Yes. And yes, he has 3 more years at $50 million, but again, if you weren't going to re-sign Randle, then you're basically making a substitute for Randle, and that's your sub.
Correct.
Okay. So I was looking back on, and I know the trade you're talking about is the Bridges trade, and that makes sense, right? So let's go back and analyze this trade. And what would validate this? So the Knicks sent 4 unprotected first-round picks, along with a protected 2025 pick, and an unprotected swap, okay? So they gave up this year's 2025 pick and a protected 2025 pick this year from the Bucks, okay? I don't think those matter, truth be told. Like, I think even if you just win this round, those picks don't matter. You have validated for 2 picks. Done. Then you have 27 and 29 and 31. Now, that's a lot, right? It's a lot of a lot. So, how does this trade get validated from your perspective? Do they have to win a championship to do it?
I think they have to make the finals.
Okay. So let's say they make, finals, and you have to re-sign Bridges, right? Bridges has to be re-signed for this to work.
Correct.
Okay, so Bridges is extension eligible after this in the summer. We have already seen Jalen Brunson take less to make the Knicks more valuable. If Bridges takes less, I think you're right. If you make a final, you have validated this trade. Now, I think the better question is right now, let's not say the way the Knicks are playing, because it doesn't really matter. Can these Knicks win a title? Do you see them, is there any team that you say there's no way they can beat them? Because the Thunder we have seen can be beaten. we have seen the problem with the Thunder. Well, they don't have a second playmaker, right? Much the same way the Knicks don't. I mean, a second, but Towns has set forth in that. I think the hardest team for this Knicks team is the Nuggets more than anybody else. I don't know who guards Jokic. Jokic could go for 85 points in this team.
I'm not sure how you can say that possibly one of the 10 greatest regular seasons of all time, and that team is an easier matchup between they're probably going to be 5.
It's 1-1 right now going back to Denver.
Correct. Denver has no bench, and everything is predicated on Murray being playoff Murray.
Which he has been.
He has been. And Westbrook reverting back.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, you're gone. I don't know where you went. We lost Seth. I don't know where Seth went. Hopefully he comes back. I don't think this is me. You're gone. Let's just write that in the chat. So, I get what he's saying. That when you have a team like the Thunder, who go 72 and something or another, right? 68 and 14, with a differential of 12.9. And then you have the Nuggets with a differential of 3.9. Why am I more afraid of the Thunder than I am the Nuggets? Well, the Nuggets more than I am the Thunder. I don't know why. Maybe because the best players in the world win championships, and they always have. And maybe because Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. And I don't think there is any real argument with that. Now, Shea may win the MVP, and Seth's back. Shea may win the MVP. Oh, now Seth's gone. But I don't think there's any argument that Jokic is the best player in the world. So maybe that's where I stand. And granted, it's only one game, and the Thunder lost game 1. But if you look behind the scenes at game 1 and how they lost that game, I'm going to pull up some of the stats now from. Hold on, that's Monday. 121 to 119, right? You're looking at Aaron Gordon with plus 16, Michael Porter with minus 15, Christian Braun with plus 15. Westbrook had 18 points, but was only plus 4. Chet shoots 5 for 11. Shea shoots 12 for 26. Jalen Williams shoots 5 for 20. So you're looking at this and going, how is it that these players are shooting so poorly? Caruso shoots 7 for 12 for 20 points. I think part of it is, and you saw this change in game 2, was having Chet on Jokic. Didn't quite understand that. Jokic goes for 42 points on 15 for 29. And then you look at game 2, right, on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Yep. And the Thunder blow them out, right, especially in the first quarter. They go out 45 to 21 in the first quarter. And Jokic goes for only 17 and a minus 36. Now, the whole team was, Braun goes minus 40, Porter goes minus 26, Gordon goes minus 36. Chet goes plus 34. Shea, an efficient 11 for 13, and they shoot 56%, while the Nuggets shoot up. Yeah, we got a dog. Dog on the loose, but Seth's back. Dog on the loose.
Seth's back for 5 minutes.
5 more minutes? All right, so we got 5 more minutes. So, all right, give me your prediction on Nuggets. You said Nuggets are going to lose in 5?
I like Oklahoma. Maybe 6, but yeah.
Okay, so you're not giving me any credence to we figured this out. because after game 2, I said, after game, okay, I was agreeing with you. Just calm down.
I'm
All right, now we have Timberwolves Warriors, where the Timberwolves shellacked them last night, but the Warriors took game 1, but there is no more Steph Curry. Not for this series.
Nope, Minnesota's going to win this.
So we see Minnesota and Oklahoma City and the Knicks in Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And ESPN is praying for the Knicks.
Yeah, they are. All right, we'll do our last 4 minutes here, given the fact that you have to leave, so do I. So what do you got for me?
Well, I guess we start with welcome back. Manny Pacquiao to boxing.
Yes.
I mean, nobody's cared about boxing in the last 5 years. He's coming back to fight for a ninth divisional title. Good luck to him. George Pickens. Interesting trade. I mean, it makes sense. Don't know. You're not going to be signing because of where your cap is. So you're giving up a second or third round pick for 1 year. Good luck with that.
All right, so I got 2 things. First of all, the Jordan Hudson saga is tremendous, right? Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend. She may or may not be allowed into the UNC football complex. Just now, the UNC issued a statement saying that she is a welcome guest at the football facilities. What the what? Who cares? Like, really, who cares? That's number 1. And unfortunately, in tragic news, look, the first real, I was thinking about this the other day, the first real World Series I remember is 1983. Okay, it's the Phillies and the Orioles. And the second World Series, obviously I remember, is the Tigers and the Padres.
Chet Lemon.
What's that? Chet Lemon, right. And I think I remember watching the Orioles World Series, maybe one game, but I remember watching every game of the Padres because those brown and yellow uniforms were the most disgusting things I could recall. And I go, that guy Tony Gwynn is pretty damn good. And he's really big for being able to do what he can do. And unfortunately, Chet Lemon, the center fielder who had been encountering medical problems for the last 5 to 10 years, passed away. And I remember getting his baseball card and going, I got the whole Tiger lineup and not one of them is worth anything. And it was one of the few times where they were kind of like the Detroit Pistons of Major League Baseball, right? They had Trammell and Whitaker, but they didn't have an MVP on that team. And they only had, well, they did have an MVP actually. It happened to be a pitcher, but they didn't have the strongest hitters. They didn't have the strongest staff. They had Jack Morris, who everybody knows my feelings on Jack Morris. And right now we feel a little Blair Witch Project going on with Seth. So rest in peace, Chet. You gave us some great years, 20-80, World Series champion, and from what I understand, a really good guy. So rest in peace to Chet Lemon. For Seth Kamens, who's over there, I'm Sean Palmer. We'll check you guys next week, back to our regular time. As I will be, what's that?
I said with better audio.
Better audio, and I will be back on Eastern Coast time. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week, everybody. See ya. Bye.